The Angels Cried was recorded by Jackson and Alison Krauss. It was written by Harley, Lee Allen, and Debbie Nims, and the fiddle part that weaves in and out and just fits so well in this song was crafted by Stuart Duncan and performed by Stuart Duncan as well. This piece is in the key of F, but the first note isn't F, it's C. A, B, C. Okay. The distance between the first two notes is a sixth. We'll be talking about intervals a lot, distances between notes in the beginning of this tutorial. So the distance between the first two notes, it's called a sixth because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes in between them. And you can recognize the sixth by the song Jingle Bells. Dash into the snow. Okay? Now, if you don't hear that or it takes you a while to make that association between the sound of the sixth and the song Jingle Bells, you're not alone. My daughter has a wonderful ear. Her ear is so good, in fact, that she only associates Jingle Bells with that interval, right? This one down here, not this one up here or this one here, but only this one because her ear is very specific. Now, a specific ear is not a bad thing at all, and I'll show you how to get around that and still be able to identify intervals. In fact, that'll make it easier for you in the long run. But for now, just be patient. I'll keep presenting songs that go with the intervals, and if you can use that information, please do. So this first interval is a sixth, an upward sixth, and an ascending sixth. And we play ascending sixths by coming from the first note and using the next finger higher on the next string higher. So from A2 to E3. 3 is the next finger higher and E is the next string higher. So I'm going to teach a bare bones version of this opening snippet because it comes back later, but it's decorated differently for the interlude. So we have the same basic tune for the intro and the interlude, but they're a little bit different. So let's learn the bare bones. So we start out with a sixth, and then we step down. A step is just going from one note to the next note. So lifting a finger or adding a finger. Those are both steps. And we can identify a step, the downward step that we have here, by There is a balm, right? Balm in Gilead or Mary Had a Little Lamb, if you don't know Balm in Gilead, right? Okay, good. So far we have now from this note to this note is a fourth. And we can hear it in O Come All Ye Faithful. That's a fourth. To play a fourth, we go from the first note to play a downward fourth. We go from the first note to the next higher finger on the next lower string. Okay, so far we have sixth, step, fourth, and what is that last interval? That's right, it's a step down. Good. So that's it. That's the bare bones intro, the bare bones interlude. One more time. Let's play it together. 1, ready, and play. Sixth, step, fourth, step. Wonderful. Now, let's learn the intro. This song is in waltz time, so there are 3 beats to a bar. So, and 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1. It goes along in groups of 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. This first note of the intro is very quick. It comes in after beat 3, but before beat 1 of the next bar. So 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. The top note of the 6th is also decorated. So we just tap the upper neighbor, and upper neighbor is 1 step higher than the note itself. And in this case, it's a half step. The finger lands touching the other one. And goes straight to the next note of the bare bones version. 1, ready, play. Good so far. Let's add one more note. We're just going to start on the top note of the 6th. And this note isn't in the bare bones, but maybe you can hear. It's just the next note down. So let's do that much together. 1, ready, play. Good. Now starting right on that note, that F, the low one on the E string. We have what's called a skip from the first finger to the third finger. It's called a skip because we skip the next note. We don't step right down to E. Open E is the same as the 4th finger on the A, and so we can go to the next note, which is the 3rd finger. So skip down to 3, and we can recognize that from Frosty the Snowman, right? So we have the Frosty skip, okay, and then we go straight back to the F, skip straight back up to the F, which might sound like this old man. Now we can slide into that 3rd finger on the A string, and we'll sound very much like Stuart Duncan. Ready, play. Good. And going to the last note of the bare bones melody. Again, the bare bones melody is. So this last note of the bare bones melody, we're going to decorate with a slow upper neighbor and a fast upper neighbor. And you can do those on 2 different bows or all on one bow. This isn't so fussy about bowing, just as long as you don't do every note on a separate bow, which sounds stylistically a little bit off. Doesn't sound like angels crying. Let's do that slow upper neighbor and the fast upper neighbor. 1, ready, play. Good. And let's add in from this old man. Ready, play. Did you get that slide in that 3rd finger there? I do have a video on a slide in case it's a little bit of a mystery to you. I'll link that below. Now from the high note of the 6th, again, that sounds like this. One, ready, play. Beautiful, beautiful. And this is the speed it goes, so you don't have to work anything out. Now, we're going to add in the pickup note, first note of the intro. And it's a little note. I'm going to do it down bow, but so down bows go toward the tip. It's a pull bow, but I'm going to start pretty close to the tip. So I have plenty of bow for the long note. Right? Okay, so let's do that together. 1, ready, play. Okay, there are other ways to do this. You could start in the middle and then just use a slow bow. I like having being free enough to be able to use a long bow. So that's why I start here. You could also start toward the frog and do an up bow, a push bow. That's risky for me. Sometimes it grunts, right? And I prefer The second one is much easier to work out than the first. All right, one more time. 1, ready, play. Good. So the interlude is the same notes, but it's decorated a little bit differently. The first note starts on the second beat. 1, 2, 3. So the second note, the top of the sixth, sounds very fancy, but it's just one extra fast note. I'll slow that down. And the extra fast note was this F, which I play with the first finger on the E string. Okay, you don't want to do them all separate bows like that. I was just breaking it out for you so you know what you're going to play. I tap my fourth finger on the string and then lift the third finger. And if my second finger is in the air, then I can land with it as the goal note. It doesn't get in the way. Here's what it sounds like with my second finger on the string. Right, you hear that slower picking it up. It takes more effort. If I leave my second finger in the air. Okay, then it's easy like that. So let's just do from the beginning. 1, ready, and play. Good. And then starting here on the second finger. The fast notes are easier there, right? Because we only have to lift our fingers and we don't have to skip any. It's just easy like that. But then we have to cross the string and slide into the last note. So if you need extra assistance with that, my Uncle Pen video would be great to help with that, and I linked it below. 1, ready, play. Very good. Now we'll put those two bits together. 1, ready, and play. Very good, very good. Now, starting from the last note of the bare bones, we go stepping right down the scale with that rhythm. Okay, so let's try that together. 1, ready, play. Good. And before that scale going down, we have a little upper neighbor. So starting on this sliding note. One, ready, play. Excellent. And putting the entire interlude together. 1, ready, and play. And again, the bowings are not fussy. You can slur anything that you need to or want to. Just don't make them all separate bows, especially the decorative notes. For more Christmas tunes, visit this playlist. For more ear training, look here. See you soon.